Oh, shit. We're fucking back, people. We are back in the crypt. In person. Welcome back to Lost in the Dark podcast. Excited to be here. Excited to be here. There's a couple things I want to jump into real quick. Just some you fucked up on the show moments. It's not really one of them. First thing, a couple weeks ago I did that Fitting Revenge Dark Reflections for the single track. That I said at that point in time the album was due out in September. It is apparently not coming out until January now. Oh. So I did want to update everybody on that.
Did they push it back?
They pushed it back, okay. Yeah. And also my biggest fuck up is saying that during the Lamb of God thing, when I said that Routes had, and it was track 7, had the first solo on the album, I was very wrong. Like, I don't know how I fucked up that bad.
See, when you said that, it hit me, and I was like, maybe? I
went back, and I was like, there are definitely way more on here.
Yeah.
I don't know how I missed them or what the fuck was going on in my head, but I felt like a moron. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
We just did a review on it, and you can't. Yeah, no.
Jesus Christ, man. Like,
honest mistake.
I mean.
Yeah.
Idiot.
I didn't catch it. I thought maybe you were a little off, but
I figured it out, and I was very disappointed in myself. So
mostly because I didn't know, and if I would have in the moment, I probably would have told you.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
The other thing too, on the last episode you and I did, we ended up talking a lot about some like videos, especially the remember I was telling you about there's this a camera on wheels, like little mini rover thing, and it was in some like I said it was in the catacombs in Paris.
Yeah.
And it caught some creature.
Yeah.
I was wrong about that. It was not in the catacombs in Paris. I actually found that video last week sometime. Where it was in like one of those countdown videos, and they said it was actually taken in the UK. So I was wrong about the location of that video.
I think I have seen that though.
Where something like peeks out from behind the wall and then takes a bigger step out and then vanishes away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck is that?
I don't know what to do with that.
Nobody's ever been able to explain that tape.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever. It's never been, as far as I know, it's never been disproven.
Yeah.
Or been said to be a hoax or anything like that. Last thing, I just, housekeeping. Last bit of housekeeping here that I wanted to say was today is what? Friday, August 7th is the date of this recording, and it is a very special day. We must cheers to Odin, for it is two metal gods' birthdays today, everybody. It's Jamie Jasta's birthday and Bruce fucking Dickinson.
Found that out the hard way.
What do you mean the hard way?
Well, not so much the hard way, just it was weird how it came about.
Yeah, I just saw I had no idea. I had no idea. So cheers to Bruce and Jamie for influencing millions and millions of young metalheads, including us.
Being drill instructors.
Mm-hmm. PMA. Coffee Death Metal Push-Ups.
That's right.
Yeah, it's the last bit of housekeeping, honestly, though. So Aaron and I went on a little adventure earlier. We talked. I can't remember. I can't even remember now. I think I've talked about it on here before about randonautica, but I have now done it. At this point, 20 different locations on 3 different days. Today was the first time was with Aaron. This is the first time him and I did it together. And how many locations did we do? We did more than 5, didn't we?
I want to say by the time it was done, I think we did like 6.
Oh, really?
6 or 7. Yeah.
Huh. I thought we did more. Well, actually, technically, we did do more.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's. Yeah. All right. So, for anybody, I can't remember if I went into it, but the app went viral. It's from TikTok. It went viral on TikTok, which is I don't even have a TikTok.
No.
But it went viral because some kids were doing it, and they ended up finding a dead body, and the police came, and it was a big news story, and all this.
Yeah, if you have just Google it, look it up, and you'll find.
Look it up on. I would even say YouTube.
Yeah,
because somebody at least it's. because I have Googled it. I've done a lot of reading on it, and I get more information out of the YouTube videos because nobody really fucking knows what this thing is.
Yeah.
It's basically an app where you type in no. It uses your location, and apparently through quantum computing random number generator, essentially. And the random numbers that it generates are organized into a latitude and longitude location, and then a little box pops up and you can click maps and it'll take you to Google Maps or whatever and tell you how to get there. And the idea is like you let it use your location, you pick an attractor, an anomaly, or a void. And all I actually know about those are that is what it says. It's like attractors are dense clusters of points, voids are the opposite, and anomalies are the strongest of the three. I don't know what any of that means. And then on top of that, when you do it, it does. I haven't shown this to you yet, so I'll show this to you right now. Let's see. Here we go. Sending your I'm just gonna kind of like pretend to do one so I can show you what it says. Yeah. Attractors are dense clusters of random points. Voids are the opposite. Anomalies are the strongest out of attractors and voids. Don't know what that means.
Basically, you type in your intention and then it
No, you don't.
No?
You never type it in.
Okay.
No. So you pick you pick one of those three. I just for the fuck of it picked void. Then the next thing it says is choose your entropy source. See that little box at the bottom there?
Yeah.
Choose your entropy source. Okay. In parentheses, choose ANU, which stands for Australian National University, if unsure. The options for an entropy source are camera, ANU, temporal with the word phone in parentheses, and temporal with the word server in parentheses. I have no idea what any of that means, so I've always picked ANU.
Yeah.
Now it's Now it's finding a location real quick, which we're obviously not gonna go to. Yeah. Whoa! What the fuck?
What?
I've never seen this before. That box just popped up. Like, what the fuck is that? It says an error, but like it's like a giant. I wonder if the camera would be able to see it. That's kind of weird, right?
A little bit, yeah.
I don't know, fucking.
Huh.
Fuck. God damn it. Now I can't. Fuck it. I'll just close it and try it again. Sorry, everybody. Sorry. That was a little loud. Sorry. Okay, so in any case, it gives you. Okay, so you pick one of those three, and then you pick ANU, and then it says set an intention.
That's right. Yeah, that was.
Which is you don't type anything, and like I got this from some people online, but you don't type anything. And I don't even like to say it out loud in case the phone is listening. I just like to write it down somewhere, and that's what it is. You don't the app never knows what it's impossible for the app to ever really know what your intention is. And by intention, you just basically write something down or imagine something you want to find. So some people have done like happiness, the color red, like anything really. And a lot of people will do creepy ones, haunted places, scary, terrifying, whatever. And people are having some very, very, very strange experiences using this app.
Yeah.
Very strange experiences that I cannot explain. I don't understand what this thing is, and I don't think anybody else really does either. But the first 2 days I did it, the first time I did it was just here in my hometown, just going around town, found complete bust, found absolute nothing. Many of the locations it wanted me to go to were like people's backyards and neighborhoods and shit. I'm like, I'm not fucking trespassing. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like I'm a fucking, amateur ghost hunter, and I don't unless it's open and there's no sign saying don't do it. I won't even. That's the only way I'll go into a graveyard at night.
Yeah.
I don't want to fuck around. Like I'm fully aware of how I dress and the effect that may have on someone seeing me walk into a graveyard at night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm fully aware.
Yeah.
So I just don't fuck with it unless it's cool, unless I know it's cool. And I've never, it pisses me off that there are people out there that want to go and fucking fuck up headstones and stuff. Because if that wasn't a thing, then nobody would have a problem with a guy with a stupid little camera trying to find stupid ghosts walking around in there at night. You know what I'm saying? Like, now we got these dickheads out here that want to fucking fuck around. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, what is that? What makes... Anyway, I'm on a tangent. So... That the app just took me to all these places I couldn't go to because I'm not going to go on someone's fucking property. Then the second time, and I never found anything that had anything to do with any of my intentions. And then the second time was Preston and I, and we were actually a few hours north. We were checking out we like to do it once a year, but it's usually once every couple years. We like to go up and drive by our old family's cabin, which we are no longer in possession of, but we still love it up there, and we like to go see it. So we did some randonauting while we were up there. Again, pretty much a giant bust. We did 5 or 6 locations. A lot of them. Now those ones, yeah. Okay, so I'm talking northern fucking Michigan, where the UFOs are real, and and they. So like that is a place where you have much greater odds of the location being in some woods than somebody's fucking house, because it's empty. There's nobody. There's so few people up there, especially in this part, because it's like not near. A gas station, a dollar store, a pizza place, and a small grocery store is all that it in a bunch of like bait shops. You know what I mean? Like there's no chains, there's no major store. Everything's locally owned. There's no this is in between two big quotes here. Cities, big quotation marks there in that part of the state, and so it's like in the middle of 2 spots that have that stuff, or some of it at least. And so there's just nothing, it's a place where families have cabins. You know what I mean? It's just really not densely populated at all.
Yeah.
This fucking app it took us to a couple of fields with nothing in it. And on those fields we probably could have walked out on, but they were off of like a highway. So we didn't really want to park the car. Like it was kind of not a freeway, back highway, and at least 3 of the 4 fucking locations were private property, no trespassing, like down a road. Like, why are we have all these fucking woods, and you're only taking me to fucking no trespassing? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
It's pretty weird.
The only one up there that I thought might have been something, we set the intention to heavy metal. And again, just on a road, the road curves, and there was like a little drive, and that's where it wanted us to go. Mm-hmm. And then when we pulled up to it, we were like, "Ooh, we think we can go down here." And then we pulled up to it, and I didn't even think about it till later, but there was like this giant fucking creepy gate, and it was made out of metal. So if it was heavy. But here's the thing.
It's oddly specific.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
About that one is the gate is not where the dot on the map was. That's not where it said our location was. It was past it. Past the closed gate, so we couldn't get to it. That was the only one that could have been that made me kind of
Yeah.
That's a little odd. Interesting. Because there's no fucking way this app knows there's fucking gates here. So that was it. Other than that, I filmed all of both of these times. It was just nothing happened. I don't really think that. I don't think that's content. You know what I mean? I don't want to make someone watch a 20-minute video where nothing fucking happens. It's just me driving around, basically.
'Cause I don't think you'd watch that.
Yeah, like I wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, though, you and I did it today, and of the 3 times now that I've done it, today was by far the most interesting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't exactly say anything crazy happened, but
There was enough.
we had a little bit more happen, and it really kind of makes me want to like do this again tomorrow. Honestly, like,
it's a little more like coincidental stuff than it was like holy shit kind of moments. Like it was just stuff that was like, oh, that's kind of odd.
But
like, that's it's a little weird. I don't know.
But it's like with that kind of stuff, it's like how many times does it have to be coincidence till it's not coincidence anymore?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you have that note saved in your phone
Yeah.
that we were writing our intentions down on? Yeah, let's pull that up real quick. Because we were writing them down on Aaron's phone, and I was using the Randonautica app on my phone. So it had no fucking way. There's no way.
We went through 6 different ones.
Well, and then there was one that there's 1 or 2 that I never even wrote down.
Oh, okay. So probably 4 or 5, I'd say.
4 or 5
that
what?
we did.
No, I'd say we did like 7 or 8, I think.
Oh, I got. Well, yeah, because what you wrote down, that's right, yeah, because we were going back and forth. So, yeah,
wait, let me see.
There's a few on here that you didn't.
Oh, God damn it. Sorry.
It's all good.
I always do that.
Buttons being
Yeah,
on
I
the
didn't.
side.
I did. There was at least one that I didn't write down for sure. Okay, so the first one we started with, and wait. Okay, so so what we did today was we went like 20 minutes north, and we started from like this empty parking lot, and to kick it off, to kind of like get the gears rolling and everything, we did the first one we decided to do was heavy metal, and then that took us. The location was in the middle of someone's fucking property, their cornfield, and the corn was huge. And we were on a highway. Like there was no fucking way we could have parked the car and gone to the cornfield without somebody calling the fucking cops.
Yeah.
So
the closest thing to that I feel like we found was the dead deer on the side of the road.
Right, yeah, close to it there was a dead deer.
That's pretty metal.
But I mean, for all we know, there could have been there could have been a big chunk of metal in the middle of that fucking, or what if there was a fucking old Metallica CD? You know, how crazy would that have been? You know, we don't know.
Yeah.
But that's because it wanted us to go somewhere we couldn't fucking go.
Yeah.
And then the next intention we did was adventure, which was another
that was the dud.
Middle of the fucking. Wait, no, was that the first time we went down that dead end road?
I think so.
Yeah. Yep. So that one was a fucking bust. And then now is the one, because after those first 2, I picked one and never wrote it down. And this is where things started to get interesting.
Yeah.
On the way to the adventure location, we passed this house. Old brick kind of, I don't know if you'd say it was Victorian, but
I'm trying to think of how you.
It had some like columns in the front, really big. It was a really pretty house, honestly, but like it had the way it was shaped, the way it was set up. It had a little circle window up in the attic and everything.
Had this big like carving out front
of a peacock. A giant wooden peacock, which actually freaked me out when I first saw it. I was like, what the fuck is that? So we pull, so on the way to adventure, we pull up to the stop sign and we turn right. And as we turn right, we notice the house. And I'm like, wow, that's a crazy house. That's what I said out loud. The first thought that went through my head as soon as I saw that circle window up top was, this place looks haunted as fuck. It actually kind of reminded me of the murder house from American Horror Story. Kind of looked like that a little bit.
I could see that.
Not, like, kind of just in shape a little bit. If I remember right, the murder house, if you walk up on the porch, the front door was to the left, whereas this house, it was right in front of you.
Yeah.
But
did have that like back area that was like
had a bunch of like umbrellas back there. It
Yeah.
looked like they was for a party or something that you're not supposed to be having right now. But so yeah, the thought that went through my head was that place looks haunted as fuck. But I never said that out loud, did I?
No.
I never said that out loud. So after we are done with the adventure location and it's a dud, I don't even tell Aaron, I don't even write it down, nothing. I'm like, all right, I got one. And what I picked was terrifying. The location that it took us to was that house. Took us back to that's the location that it took us to. And I that got me a little bit because I was like, the first thought I had when I saw this place was it looks haunted as fuck. And when I set an intention to terrifying, this is where it takes me.
Yeah.
That's a little strange. That's
Yeah.
a little strange. That was odd. Then. Oh yeah.
It was.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because then we kind of like took a break. We stopped at a gas station.
Yeah.
And then we continued on, but we had it set the whole time. The next one continued to get weird. We set the intention to hypnotic, and it took us to the actual location again, but it was like behind a closed fence gate. This time it was a fence gate, not a big crazy gate.
Yeah.
But it was behind this closed fence gate, and it was so we couldn't. It said, I mean, it said like electric fence. I'm pretty sure, so I assume that means no fucking trespassing.
Yeah.
Well,
wasn't that? It took us to Arby's first, didn't it? Or
no.
Was that after?
After.
Okay. Yeah.
That was
we tried
after.
it again. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, we're sitting there. We pull up.
I couldn't remember if that was the first
Well,
one
wait.
or the second one.
Wait. No. We're missing another one.
Yeah.
We're missing another one because the reason why we ended up in front of that gate is because we just stopped there to bring up another location and turn around because I can't remember what the intention was, but the previous location was once again in somebody's fucking backyard.
Yeah.
So we couldn't go there. So I just went, turned, and then I found like this little turnaround area that we could stop for a second and set another location. That's when we decided on. That's when you picked hypnotic, and so now I've done quite a few locations at this point with this app. Every single time it is anywhere from 1 to 3 miles away. It never really goes that far away, and it never really, but it's never close either. This fucking location said it was 60 feet behind us.
Yeah. It was
behind the gate.
Yeah.
It wanted us to go in the gate. The one we just stopped at randomly so we could turn around real quick. It was like a nice little dirt area off the road. We had enough room. It wanted to go 60 feet behind us. And that, I've never seen it do that. I've never seen it do that.
Yeah.
Ever. So then I was like, all right, well, we can't go there, so let's try it again. I literally closed out of the app and reopened it. And we did the same thing. We set the intention to hypnotic, and I fuck with you not, it gave us the exact same location 2 times in a row. I have never seen it do that. Once again, 60 feet behind us where we can't get to.
Yeah.
I've never fucking seen it do that ever. It gave us a location that was right on top of us and twice in a row.
Yeah.
Off the same intention. That's the crazy part is the first 4 times that I did it, every intention was Dogman. And it never took me to the same place. Ever.
Yeah, it was pretty weird.
I've never seen it do that. I thought that was very strange. And then, yeah, we tried it again. The third time, it gave us an actual location far away, and it was an Arby's parking lot that nothing was in.
Yeah.
We were like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Okay, apparently it wants some Arby's. All right. Then the next location you picked was expired. We went. It was another one we couldn't get to. That one sucked. And then beginning. You picked beginning, and
that was pretty interesting.
That got a little interesting because finally it took us. This whole time I've been hoping this thing takes me to like a park or like some state land that I can actually just walk around on and be fine. Like, you know, places you're allowed to fucking be. And it finally took us to a park. I was excited about it. And then we get there, and there's like a guy playing with his dog, and the dog's not on a leash. I'm like, oh, great. I mean, it looks like a really friendly dog, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, I get weird about that sometimes because that can be a sticky situation quickly.
Yeah.
So we get out of the car, though, because the location is, we get to it on foot, and we didn't exactly get right on top of it because it was just like an outdoor bath. No. What it was is this park was like a walking trail.
Yeah.
And it took us to the beginning of a trail.
Yeah. Because I was looking at the map.
Right.
And I was like, I don't really know what I'm looking for. Like, I don't, you know, and there's something, I mean, obviously, like, because this is kind of like, at this point, that was like the first spot that we were able to actually get out at. This stuff to kind of look around. And so I was just kind of looking at different stuff and trying to figure out, like, kind of where we were at or whatever. And there was a little map that was sitting right next to it. And I was trying to figure out if that was, because, like, it has a whole bunch of different, like, trails and different, like, things that are on that are kind of showing you kind of, like, where you're at and, like, what's around the area and stuff. But, like, it was just weird that, like, and this trail had probably, like, 2 or 3 different paths that you could go.
Yeah.
I was kind of noticing. So, yeah, that was something.
It took us to the beginning of something, that's for sure.
I feel like had, you know, if we would have actually, like, if there wouldn't have been actually, like, anybody there, I feel like I'd have probably been a little more, like, open to kind of looking around and kind of, like, you know, and stuff.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
There was something kind of weird about.
Yeah.
Like
the guy that was, I don't know, I just got a weird vibe.
Yeah.
I got kind of, I mean, it seemed kind of friendly. The dogs were cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I just got some weird vibe. I don't, maybe it was just because it was getting dark and we were randonauting or something. But
yeah.
You know, and it, you know, it's a park at dusk. It's entirely possible that these two guys are like the workers. They come, they close up the bathrooms and everything at night, and you know, they just, you know, kind of wanted to, you know, make sure. I mean, look at us, like, you know what I mean? Like, they see us walking. I mean, granted, we had a camera out and I got my phone out. I'm like, I think it's over here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we're obviously like doing something. We're not up to, like, we're not here to fuck around, but you know, at the same time, those two guys looking at guys that look like us, I get it. I get it. If they were like workers, you know, they maybe wanted to, you know, peep it, but it was a little odd. I'll give you that.
I know I was kind of like, you know, I mean, I don't know how much you want to say, but like, I guess like
whatever.
Yeah, like, I don't know. There was one point where, like, I don't know, like, they started making conversation and stuff.
Well, it was one, because at first when we got there, it was just one guy.
Yeah.
And then the other guy walked back from the trail around the bathrooms, and as far, I think his dogs must have been in his car, because then he let he let his dogs out of the car to play.
Yeah.
And then that guy is the one that initiated a conversation with us.
Yeah.
He like talked about my car and got oddly close to it and like walked around the whole thing and like got to my door and started talking to me about it. And that, my first thought was, oh, I think this guy's checking us out, you know, making sure we're not up to anything bad, and he's probably a worker or something like that or something. That was my thought. Do I know that? Absolutely not. So
got a little sketchy.
It was a little odd. It was a little odd. He was friendly though, and his dog was fucking adorable and soft as shit.
Yeah.
It was so fluffy.
I just like when I'm sitting there and I kind of can't go anywhere, and like somebody I don't know is like next to me, kind of like really close to it, like the car we're sitting in.
Yeah, I'm like we're in a pandemic. 6 feet, bro.
Yeah, there's something.
6 feet, bro.
I was like, yeah, that gave me some.
It was a little odd.
Yeah.
It was a little odd for sure.
Yeah, but anyway,
then
like
then we left nothing. So we found nothing. We left there, and then we did one more, and then we did the last one written down there. So there's at least like 3 not on that list.
Yeah.
What was the one more?
What was the last one?
No. The second to last one. The one in between beginning and the last one. You picked one. I think. We were sitting at the stop sign right out the park, because that's where we pulled it up. Or maybe it was just that. No.
Yeah.
No, because when we were leaving the park, I was like, let's do 2 more. That was weird.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't even paying attention to what was happening.
Yeah, when we left the park, I said we'll do 2 more.
Yeah.
And there's only 1 written down. I know that was the last one.
No.
I
think we did a couple that you thought of.
Nope, it was yes. The next one was demonic.
Yeah.
And then the second to last one, remember I said haunted or scary.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we did scary, and it ended up.
Where did we end up for demonic?
It took us back to that same spot we were at. That dead end.
Oh yeah, it was back in the same fucking. No, it wasn't in the same field. It was across the street from that field on the left.
Yeah.
And somebody's fucking house.
Yeah.
It was literally somebody's house.
Yeah. That's the thing that's weird about it to me is like no matter how far I felt like we were from like the road that we started on, like no matter how far I felt like we were like veering off from it, we were still like right on top of it, and we ended up back there by the end of it.
It kept taking us back to like the same locations. Again, it hasn't done that. I mean, yeah, it hasn't done that to me before. And then
because there was a few times where I was like kind of because like I don't know I was just kind of like looking around at stuff, and I was like there was a few points where I was like it's weird that we're putting in these kind of things and like we're still like we've passed that before, we've been on this road before, and it ends up being like the same spot that we were at initially so I don't know,
or at least a similar spot close,
yeah.
And then the last one we did was scary, right? And that was somebody's fucking backyard.
Yeah, something kind of dumb. I don't know.
So, yeah, like, we've done it a bunch of times. And, yeah, a couple times tonight, a couple weird things happened. This was definitely, like, in terms of weird things happening, the most successful randonauting experience I've had. If that's what you want to happen.
Yeah, and that's kind of the other thing is, like, I don't know what to it, like I don't know what I'm expecting to happen, like because there's no there like it either, and like all the videos that you look up are either like seem like they're like too active to be real, like there's too many things that just happen.
Well, see, here's the thing though, is a lot of those videos, in a few of them at least, the really crazy ones, there sometimes it will cut to black for a minute and white words will pop up that'll say the next 2 locations were people's houses or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
that's true. Yeah.
So that happens to them too. Yeah. Actually, one of the ones I watched today, he said that he had filmed for like a whole fucking day doing it, and like every single time it was somewhere he couldn't go, like someone's house or something like that. So it's not. I know that's not weird. Like that keeps happening to everybody. And you know, I don't know. I know I can say that I still want to do it. I want to keep doing it. I find it fun. It's something that is safe to do in a pandemic, I feel. Because you're never going near anywhere crowds or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and it's all like, you know, as much as you want to get into it, like it's what, you know, if you want to kind of poke around, like I feel like you can, but it's also kind of just like at will. Mm-hmm. It's very much like, and I feel like, you know, that's almost the kind of way to do it. Like just kind of gauge it and be like something, you know, like I don't think, and especially like there's something about like, you know, going to places that have like trespassing signs and like other things that, like, even though like we didn't decide to, like, I gotta wonder, like, there was a few times where I was like, man, like, hop the fence, like, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's just what.
For that hypnotic one?
Yeah.
I mean, it was 60 feet away.
Yeah,
like,
twice.
We probably should have.
Twice.
Probably should have.
Like, I'm not trying to, like, die doing this or nothing,
I mean,
but,
nobody
like,
was there. We'd have been fine.
Yeah, I just, like.
The only thing that worries me about something like that is when we pull, and I should have probably looked closer at the gate to see what exactly was going on, but there was one time where I went to a place like that, except it had a gate similar, a little bit bigger, and it had a keypad in the gate, opened on its own, and it led to a private gun range. So, like, I don't want to trespass on a fucking gun range. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's risky.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That's what was going through my head when I saw that. But that I feel like that gate opened and there was no keypad. So
it was padlocked. I noticed.
Yeah, but like it doesn't open. Like, you have to fucking pull it open. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was padlocked?
I feel like I saw it. Yeah, it was like,
yeah. It's only 60 feet, though. Literally walk 50 feet into an empty dirt fucking forest. Like,
well, that's the other thing is, like, once you're there, what do you know? How unless you see it.
I mean, that's what happens to a lot of people is they'll find something, on the ground or whatever.
Doesn't mean, like, unless you see something happen or, like, how will you know if it actually led you to anything?
Right, yeah.
So that's, I don't
know. That's the thing. Nobody fucking seems to know dick about this app.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we know, like, who made it. You can find that information online and stuff. But
I don't know.
It's a mystery. It's a mystery, and it takes you on an adventure.
Yeah. I'm surprised more people aren't talking about this.
Well, they are. I mean, well, if you fucking watch enough videos and search it enough on YouTube, there are plenty of people.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not on TikTok. I'm sure it's going, like, both of my sisters have heard about it because they both have TikToks and they heard about it through that.
Yeah.
So I'm sure a lot of people are,
Well, that's the other thing is, like,
goddamn TikTokers.
Yeah. Well, that's a whole other conversation. That might not be a thing for very long, but yeah, like how many of those videos are like stage stuff for views, and how many of it is like, that's kind of like
is it staged? Yes,
as
that's
much
a big question.
Yeah, because I really, after trying it, after using it, like I
it made you not scared of it at all, right?
I like the whole time I didn't feel like we were doing anything that was like super crazy. Like
no, we're just driving
I was
around.
like, I don't know what's about to happen. I know limits. Like, I know what I'm not willing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not gonna walk on somebody's property. Yeah. I'm not gonna fucking, I'm not gonna film somebody without their permission. Like, I'm not,
There's definitely things that
just be courteous.
Yeah, there's definitely things that stuck out to me about it, like when we were doing it. But I never felt like I was like, oh man, like this next, like we could, like, oh, we're gonna get in trouble for this. Or
no.
I was just like, well, like, I don't know, whatever happens, I guess, like. But I didn't ever feel like that sense of something like impending, like crazy happening.
Not at all.
But it's all like, I even tested it a few times, like put in specific things, which is why I chose beginning. Mm-hmm. And I was saying like,
and that kind of, I mean, it led us to the start of something.
Yeah.
So that was kind of interesting.
Yeah. That was why I was like, because in my head I was like, if something. I don't know what this does. I don't know if this is gonna be of any use at all. But I want to see if it leads us back to where we started initially, and it didn't.
No.
But I was like,
yeah, that was the test. Yeah, you wanted to test it. You wanted to see if it would take us back to where we started the night.
Yeah.
Back to that parking lot.
That was the thing. Like I feel like putting in certain kind, or just like having certain kinds of like expectations with it. Like I feel like maybe more so like thinking a little less. Like, oh, spooky, scary, like thinking of other words that are kind of like
more specific.
Yeah, that could kind of like trigger something, or like be a little more, I don't know, like not so much logical, but just kind of like, more possible, I guess. Because I feel like if you're looking for something that is like, oh, like. I think we put in like demonic or something like that, just to see if something happened. Like, I feel like we had a better chance of something happening when it was just a random like.
Well, like, I mean, there was one I got the demonic thing from a video I watched earlier.
Oh yeah.
And it took him to like this. It took him to a graveyard, which had this dilapidated, falling apart, old fucking wooden church in it.
Okay.
And like, he stuck the camera inside. Again, maybe staged, maybe faked, whatever.
Yeah.
But he stuck the camera inside for a second, and you can clearly hear footsteps. And there was one moment where he started to kind of freak out a little bit because he started to grab his neck. He's like, it feels like someone just grabbed and scratched my neck. Like that definitely wasn't a bug bite. Like, I don't know.
No.
I mean, like, so, you know, I don't know. But I don't know. I want to, that's why I kept searching Dogman over and over. We should have done that once tonight. Yeah. Fuck.
When you said that, I didn't even think to.
God damn it. Yeah, we should have done that at least once tonight. But
I don't know, man.
I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what it is. I don't know. But it's intriguing enough for me. You know, in the current situation we're all in, it's something to do. It's something to get out of the house safely. Like it's, you know. So I don't know. Like I'm having fun with it. But and tonight was definitely the most fun I've had with it. 'Cause a couple, you know, weird coincidences did actually happen, so that was kind of cool. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever post the videos because I mean, really, like, I don't, you know what I mean. I said it earlier, like, there's not a lot in there. Mm-hmm. But maybe eventually something crazy does happen, and I just post it all together as one long video to show, like, yeah, I've done it a bunch of times. Nothing's happened. At the end, something crazy happens. Yeah, that'd be cool. But I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know what to do with it. It's a mystery. It's an adventure. I'm having fun with it. Yeah. And I want to do it again, but I want to come out to your place and start from there. Because you live in a much more rural area than I do, and if we just like go like a little ways away from your house and start from there, like that's an area that I don't know well, so I could easily get lost out there. Yeah, and I love that. So,
as far as that goes, like I'm probably more interested in what happens when because I obviously I know you've done it close to home. Yeah. And I wonder, like, you know, I don't know. I feel like, and I don't even really know like what makes me so interested in this other than like I just want to see what happens. Yeah. Like I just kind of want to see like where this leads. Yeah. But at the same time, like there's things about it that make me like real like sketchy about it. And so I don't know.
Oh, I'm sketchy about it. Yeah. Definitely. Like I don't know what to make of it. I don't know if this thing is like. There's a lot of theories. Let's put it that way. I've heard a lot of theories of it having to do with the police somehow, because a lot of people have police encounters. Yeah. Of it having to do, like, maybe it isn't a bunch of random locations, and maybe somebody is maybe there are people on the other side of the app setting the locations and planting things in the locations for people to find. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of fucking theories out there about this thing right now. Yeah. I don't know what to make. Here's the thing, is of all the theories I've heard, I don't really like. It's like there are pieces of them that I'm like interesting. Yeah. But the whole thing, I'm like, nah. Like, I don't think so. Yeah. So I don't know.
Just the whole timing of it's weird. The fact that like, I don't know. It's just look it up for yourself.
I mean, really, like I mean, it started to go kind of viral, and then those kids found the dead body. Yeah. And then it blew up. Yeah. So, and then I mean, I don't know. I watched 2 videos from my two favorite YouTube channels that have randonauting series. They've been doing it. They both posted new videos today, and both of them were interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, those 2.
Were they staged? I really don't want to think that, because they're really cool. They seem like really cool guys, really good YouTubers. Mm. But man, I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know, and that's why it's fun. That's why it's exciting, and that's why we're gonna keep doing it. So, the next time you're ready to go randonauting, you let me know, because I am down. Yeah. Anytime. I don't have anything else. at all.
It's definitely like, you know, if you need an experience for something or you just want to like, you know, I'll say like I don't feel like I would do it by myself.
See, the first time I did it by myself and at night, which is what they all say not to do.
Yeah.
And nothing happened.
Yeah, so
it was the least successful one of the three by far.
Yeah. Just use your head, you know, use common sense when you're doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah, don't trespass. Just don't trespass. Just don't do that and you'll be fine.
Typically, if there's a warning sign or if there's signs up, then
smile. You're on camera. Shit.
Yeah.
I saw one of those when we were up north.
Yeah.
I was like, holy fuck, we gotta get out of here.
So yeah, it was
fun though, right?
Yeah.
It was a good time. We'll do it again. Maybe post a video. I really love for something crazy to happen, have a video to post. You know what I mean? I really love to get some content out of this.
Yeah. I feel like that kid from The Incredibles. Remember the first
I
movie?
Actually haven't ever seen it. Yep. I know.
Okay.
And I'm the biggest Kevin Smith fan, and he says it's the greatest superhero movie ever made.
Yeah.
I know.
But okay, well, if
I'm fucking up.
If you haven't seen the movie, you at least know the part I'm talking about. You know the part where like he's out in the parking lot or out in the like right in front of his house, and there's a little kid on the bike, and he's like, "What do you want, kid?" And he's like, "I don't know, something amazing, I guess." He's like, "Me too." He walks back inside, and the kid's all disappointed and stuff. Like that's what I feel like.
Yeah.
Like I'm the kid on the bike that's like, I don't know. I want something to happen. Something amazing. I don't know. Like
there was actually we didn't do Dog Man, which we should have done. And I actually saw another I was going through the comments in one of those YouTube videos earlier. You know what? I'm just gonna give them a shout out.
There are things that I will say that like if we do it kind of out where I'm at, and if it leads me to like certain places, like certain things that are pretty close to home, like then I'll kind of start to maybe.
Well, it's always going to be in like a 1 to 2 mile radius.
Right. That's what I mean. Like, I don't know what to expect. And especially like, you know, when we're out there like around stuff that's familiar, like I don't know if it's going to like bring up something that like I is like long forgotten about. You know what I mean? Like some just like random like connection of things that
could.
I don't know, but
so the two YouTubers that I want to shout out right now, and they get they get tons of fucking views and likes and everything on every video. The first one is CJ Faison, FACJ space capital CJ space capital FAISON. So shout out to him and shout out to this one I can't. Jaskinho. Everybody calls him Jazz. JASKINHO. Those two have the best Randonaut series I've seen on any YouTube channel yet. I've been wildly entertained by the both of them. I actually even went deeper into both their YouTube pages and found the other stuff they do. They're really good. They're really good YouTubers. I like them a lot.
Yeah. That was kind of what got us kind of started on this whole thing. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, that little kid.
Oh, I do remember that. Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. This is me. We're out there doing this. I'm like, I don't know. Just kind of expecting something, I guess. I don't know. And then eventually the car falls from the sky, and he's like,
I mean,
it's great.
I don't know what to do with it, man.
I don't either. I'll say, like, if nothing happens the next time, I'm probably done with it. Like, I'm really convinced that, like,
I mean, I really want to do it. The next time I do it, I really want to do it with you because the time I did it with you is the only time anything really interesting ever happened.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not there yet. Like, because maybe it's just like a slow build, you know?
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just like, you know, the more you do it, the more likely something crazy is to happen. So,
yeah.
And I've only done it a handful of times. And it's just exciting enough to, you know, you get out of the house, you know, you're not doing anything crazy, but you hope something crazy happens.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
It's weird, but it's fun. So, do I recommend it? Yeah, I mean, if you've been locked in your house like we have this whole fucking time, yeah, I do, because it's at least something to do.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I don't know yet. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to do it again. That's for sure. So, I don't know. Check out Randonautica. Check out some videos. Check out the CJ and Jazz that I said their YouTube channels. They're great. They're very entertaining. They seem really cool guys.
Also, if you've done this or you know anybody that's done it and like anything's happened or like you just have thoughts on it, just
please
comments, like message us. Like
please.
We'll definitely talk about this stuff because we want to know more about it.
Yep.
Like I mean,
comment below. Comment on the Facebook or Instagram posts made of this episode. I usually don't read comments, but I will keep a special eye on this video. If anybody has any information about what a void anomaly or attractor actually is, and the other weird part that I was trying to show you earlier, I'll show you after the episode. Fuck it. When you get a location, there's like a bunch of the top. There's like a big paragraph disclaimer: "Do not trespass." Blah 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 blah. Obviously, but above that, it's like it gives a weird radius. It gives like a power score, a Z score. It says power, Z score, and I think there's another one in between them. I don't know what any of that shit means, and out of all the YouTube videos I've watched, nobody else does either. If any of you do that are watching this right now, please comment below and tell me what the fuck those things mean, because I have no idea. But what I have noticed through some of the videos is that the power, and through my own experience, the power level. Why did that pop so hard right there?
No, you were like right on top of it though. So
the power level fucking it, I don't know, it usually stays somewhere between 1 point something and 4 point something. I've only seen one video one time where it went above 5, and the guy was like, I didn't even know it went above 5.
Yeah.
I think that was Jazz. But
Did you see that thing I sent that was about like there was that somebody on TikTok trying to explain what it is? Like it was like a compilation video. She was like, "Do you want to know what it is?" She's like, basically it sets up it like tells you like where different like points are for like signals and stuff for like energy spots.
Maybe I didn't see that.
You didn't? I'll have to show you that too. Yeah. She kind of like breaks it down a little bit and kind of like it's like this is like it's looking for like energy signals basically based on. Yeah, it's really I don't even know how to explain it. I'm kind of talking out my ass because I don't remember fully what she said about it, but it did kind of give a little bit more clarity as far as like how it kind of works, I guess.
That's strange.
Yeah.
Huh.
So I don't know.
Check that out.
Yeah, I'll have to show it. It was in some kind of like compilation thing, which if you look up that, you'll find some pretty wild stuff. Like it's definitely like if it's not a trending thing that's happening, it's out there. Like it's people are doing this kind of thing, and like
I mean, it's in a weird way, it's kind of similar to geocaching,
Yeah.
Because geocaching would just take you out there.
Yeah. And which is how it was explained, like how you explained, because I didn't know what it was until you were like, you heard about this thing, like, yeah. So.
Yeah, I can't even. Oh yeah, I do remember how it came on my radar. It was a suggested video on YouTube, and it said a Randonautica app, something. So I can't even remember what it was, but I was like, Randonautica, that's a cool word. I want to know what that is. So I just clicked on it.
Yeah.
It sounded like something to do with like the ocean or something. You know what I mean? Like Nautica. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
That's what I thought it was gonna be. Nope. Turns out it's this crazy fucking app that takes you to crazy fucking places to have crazy fucking experiences. So, I mean, we haven't really had that many crazy experiences yet, but that's what we hope to get at some point. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just trying to.
I really want to go to a haunted location soon. Dude, you know one thing we could actually do? Aaron. motherfucker. This is a video. Oh my God. All right, so I follow this Facebook page. It's actually like for some West Michigan radio station, like 99.1 or 99.3, something like that, WFM, something like that.
Yeah.
But there's a guy, I'm not sure if he's one of the DJs or not, might be, and like daily, he posts something about some crazy true crime story that happened somewhere in Michigan, or some haunted location in Michigan, or ghost towns. There's a lot of ghost towns in Michigan.
Yeah.
And
surprising amount.
And I've never been to any of them. And these are literally, you can just, it's just abandoned buildings in the middle of nowhere. You can just go there. You can walk in the buildings. It's just the middle of nowhere. Nobody's there.
Yeah. Seems like this kind of thing was made for that, in a way.
Dude, let's go ghost hunting in a fucking ghost town in Randonaut. Like, I can find the closest one to us easily.
Yeah.
Dude. Come on.
I mean, it's the one time we're going to find anything.
Come on.
Yeah.
You want to do it? You down? Commit on the podcast.
I can't say yes or no right now.
Damn it,
I'm on the spot.
God damn it. God damn it, Cage.
And the reason being is because I just feel like I need more time with it. Like, because I'm not convinced.
Neither am I.
But
and I've done it a bunch. Yeah. I'm not convinced yet either.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
Let's give it a try, man. I know you don't like the ghost stuff though.
Well, I feel and
just because it's like,
maybe that like it would really have to be like one or the other.
And look, I'm gonna tell you something. Look, hold on. Like, yeah, we could go. Like, okay, just because there are abandoned buildings doesn't mean they're haunted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, if we went ghost hunting, in my experience, odds are we're not finding dick. Like, straight up. So like, odds are these places aren't haunted at all. So I mean, I've been in the most stereotypical, you're definitely gonna see a ghost haunted city. I've been in a fucking asylum during a thunderstorm in the attic where it was so dark I couldn't see the hand in front of my fucking face this close. It was so dark, pitch black, nothing.
Yeah.
I was not scared. I was not nervous. Nothing. I was perfectly fine. Just getting kind of bored at this point, honestly.
Yeah. Well, this was kind of one of the first times that, like.
So, it's just because we're in a ghost town. All that means is it's abandoned. It doesn't mean there are ghosts there.
Right.
Or anything.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. If any, if we were gonna find a spot that was like possible for.
And it's just kind of cool, like, and I don't, look, I'm not trying to walk around in some super dilapidated ass thing where I'm going to fall through the fucking floor or the roof's going to cave in on me. I'm not trying to go that hard, but, it'd just be, on some level, it would just be cool to be able, like, if it's like an old, I don't know, like some kind of old general store, like, if you can get in it, like, it'd be kind of cool to see what the inside of that looked like.
Yeah.
What did old general stores in the middle of nowhere, Michigan, look like 90 years ago? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Might be interesting. That might just be cool on that level. You know what I'm saying? Which is what a lot of the ghost hunting that I do ends up being. It just ends up being like, I have this unlimited access to this building or this location or whatever, even if nothing paranormal or weird happens, it's still cool just to have that access and be able to walk around in these places. And you know what I mean? It's just a cool, a museum, a decommissioned Vietnam warship. I had unlimited access. I could go down every manhole. Like, I went to every spot of that ship, and it was super cool. And I actually learned recently the USS Edson was actually used in the 60s, I believe. They filmed an episode of The Twilight Zone on that shit.
Yeah, I remember talking about that.
Yeah, I was like, that shit blew my mind. I was like, what the fuck?
That's pretty awesome.
I just found out about that. It was super cool. I'll have to watch that episode. old Twilight Zone still rocks, dude.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Oh,
holds up.
Even black and white, man.
Yeah.
Holds the fuck up.
Some of those are pretty terrifying, actually.
Yeah. Like I kind of want to, like, just, get them all and start from the beginning, because I know there are a lot of episodes I've never seen, and I bet there are twists in some of those episodes that I've never heard of, and that would be cool. I love twists.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
Best. Yeah.
So yeah, man, I don't know. We will random out again, and I think it would be really cool to do it if I found a close enough ghost town. I mean,
yeah,
dude, like,
yeah,
you can't say that doesn't, and that would make for a great video whether something happens or not.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
content.
Really,
just let the content drive you.
Really trying to step out of the box here, man, because, like, for the longest time I was just like, I either wouldn't do it or just didn't have any access to it. Now that I do, it's like, it's very much like questioning my own like.
I've been trying to get you ghost hunting for years. I know. At this point.
Yeah.
Like,
you know, I thought I would have by now.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the thing. Like, I don't even really know what it is.
But in fairness, though, you said this to me once. And I actually, full disclosure, I actually still have audio and video of some of the places I've been that to this day I'm too fucking lazy ass to review, because it's fucking boring. All right, like,
yeah.
You sit there, you pop in the SD card, and you just you gotta stare at something for 4 fucking hours and nothing's happening.
Yeah.
But something could happen at any given moment, and I actually did start to dig through a little while ago, last week sometime. I started to dig through the most recent investigation that Josh and I did, which was at a house that my friend was renting at the time, and he was having some pretty crazy experiences. I was like, can I come investigate? He's like, yeah, man, absolutely. So, and I started watching some of that video footage last week one night, and I think I saw something. Like, I'm pretty sure I captured this very strange light anomaly. But I am honestly, the number one thing at this point that I'm in search of is really good, really scary EVP that you can use as an intro to a song. Like, dude, when you said that to me one time, I was like,
anything, man.
That would be the coolest fucking thing ever.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yes. Yep. I want to do that so bad.
Yeah, I do remember saying that. I was like, if you find anything, I want to use it. Like, I will use it for something. Yeah.
And I want you to.
Yeah.
Shit. That kind of, one thing we were talking about the other night, completely changing subjects, is when I said the other day I was driving around listening to some deep cuts of old albums, Children of Bodom.
Yeah.
And I remembered that they have all those like they use like movie lines as intros in a lot of their stuff, and a lot of I've heard that a lot too in hip hop and rap, and I've heard that in, what'd you say? Didn't you say it was like deathcore or something?
Yeah, there's
some other metal genre, black metal.
Yeah,
I feel like I've heard it a couple times.
Definitely like the early 2000s deathcore. Mm-hmm. That was a big thing of like, I'm pretty sure all Carnifex, Whitechapel, and Suicide Silence all used some kind of like show sample or something in a song or something, like,
And that was a big, and it's fucking awesome.
And there was full bands that like used parts of that in their songs and stuff, and
I fucking love that shit. Nobody seems to do it anymore.
Yeah,
that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, it kind of died out a little bit. I'm not really sure why.
I don't know either. It's such a cool fucking. Yeah.
We used the I don't know if anybody's caught it or not. I'm sure they have, but we used the GTA San Andreas the meme in Sanctum of Brimstone.
What do you mean the meme?
Oh shit, here we go again. Thing.
Oh, yeah. yes.
So
I remember that.
We've done it. We've used that, but I think that's the only thing that we.
But it wasn't an intro.
No, yeah.
It was like the beginning of the breakdown, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like the end of the song. So, which is still pretty funny. I'm surprised more people haven't been like, "That's the thing." That's the like, because I know we were We were like, is anybody gonna think this is funny? Is this too far past?
I loved that.
Yeah,
I loved that.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I'm surprised we kept it too, because I didn't think we would be able to, but yeah, there's.
Did you ever think of like a line from a movie you'd love to use?
Well, I've always, and we talked about it, I've always liked the caretaker scene in The Shining.
Oh my God!
Yeah, where he finds out like he's in the bathroom or whatever. He like goes to the bar and then he's like ends up in there and he's talking to like the actual like butler, like the main like caretaker guy, and he's like, it's about it's the last part of the movie where you figure out that like something weird is happening.
Yeah,
and you find out that like he's been stuck there the whole time.
Yeah,
it's like, you've always been the caretaker here. He's like.
That beef.
Yeah, dude, I've
fucking metal.
I have tried so many times to start or put it in somewhere, but it's such a long, like, it's a good like 30-second block of like, not. And I've always wanted to like write something around it and have it just be like this. Yeah,
let's do it. I'm down. I'm in. We could just start writing stuff around like some fucking movie quotes and shit, dude. Like that. Like just use those as the intro and then go.
Yeah. There's something cool about like the way that like how they use them sometimes, because like I think the one that comes to mind the most, and it's mostly it's from an interview, but it's that they're extra dimensional beings that the
Alex Jones shit.
Maybe, I don't know if that's exactly what it is. There's that it's like that radio interview that like he's talking to somebody and he's like oh, they're trying to control the.
I know exactly what you're talking about. That is a very famous Coast to Coast AM.
Yeah.
Coast to Coast AM with tonight with Art Bell.
Yeah.
That's back when Art Bell was hosting it.
Yeah.
That is probably the most famous thing that's ever happened on that show.
Yeah.
A guy calls in. He's supposedly a employee of Area 51.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's been much dispute over whether or not that call was real or faked.
Yeah.
But yes, look up, if you've never heard it, look up Coast to Coast AM Art Bell Area 51 call.
Yeah.
It's intense.
It's a pretty eerie call, man.
That would be a fucking great intro to a fucking. Are you kidding me?
The problem with that is that the Faceless used it.
Did they?
Within Destruction used it.
Really?
And I think there's like 2 other bands that have used it as well.
Really?
Yeah.
You need to show me those songs.
Okay.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
I've never heard that. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The Faceless, that was the first time I'd heard it, because they used it as part of the album is Planetary Duality, and it's the first part of it because it's like a 2-part song.
Okay.
But it's like the beginning, and it builds off like this whole like breakdown or whatever. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
And then Within Destruction, I think they're the intro to Death Wish.
Okay.
They use it.
Okay.
And I'm trying to remember the other 2. I swear that's the one that's been used so many times, and it's like,
I had no idea. Wow, that's awesome.
Every time I hear it though, it's never less chilling to me.
Now, like, have you ever heard the full call?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And that's why I said that, because I was like, every time I hear it, like, I hear that, I hear the breakup of it. Uh-huh. Like even though like a lot of them don't go into it, it's very much like the frantic side of.
Look, if that phone call was fake, that is one of the best voice actors.
Yeah.
Like your
terrifying.
stomach.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
You feel it in your stomach, like it's. You're listening to someone that is that sounds genuinely terrified.
Yeah.
So.
And then the call just ends.
Yeah, it cuts
like,
out.
There's nothing. They're like, oh, we lost signal to this person, or like it just kind of like. So yeah, I swear there's 2 or 3, but yeah, that's a big one that like if that one wasn't used, like that would be.
I know another good one would have been, of course, would be. You think the darkness is your ally.
Yeah.
You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it.
Yeah.
Some Bane shit, some Joker shit would be great. Not some Heath Ledger Joker shit would be great.
Yeah.
Shit, even some Mark Hamill shit. There's a lot of fucking.
Oh, it's a
That's a whole world, man.
Yeah.
Or, dude.
Excuse me.
Yeah. You could use like some of the audio from the portals scene in Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
On your left. Oh.
Yeah.
If that doesn't give you goosebumps, you are not a human being. Like, what the fuck? I got goosebumps just saying that right now. Just like, he's standing there against an army, dude. One man alone with a broken shield. And then... Cap, can you hear me?
Yeah.
And the...
Yep.
Oh, God, dude.
Yeah.
I'm going to need to watch that scene when we finish this. Ah! The best. God, I love that movie. It's so good. I don't even know how. Yeah, okay, I do know how we got here. But yeah, man, that'd be sick to write some shit like around like intros like that and stuff. That's just fun.
Yeah.
That's just fun at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like now we're just having fun.
Yeah.
That would be a good time.
It's always cool to me when because I think I don't know. I know like the only band I can think of that does it a lot and it's like modern is Aborted, because they are very.
They still do that?
Yeah.
Did they do that on? Not the most, because they have a real recent album, don't they?
Yeah. Terror Vision.
Yeah.
I know that they've used samples on it.
I don't remember.
But yeah, they're because they're kind of like they're an interesting band to me because they as heavy as they are and as the imagery of it is really different for that kind of extreme metal, and it's very much like influenced by a lot of like early like gore-esque horror movies and like different sort of stuff. I think they use a couple different Hellraiser like samples and stuff in their earlier records. There's one that's on Bit by Bit on the last album, and I'm not really sure what it's from. I think it sounds like some like Frankenstein thing. He's like, I don't know, it's been, I don't know. I'll have to show you what it's from because you might actually know what it is. But yeah, I think they're one of the only bands I can think of that actually does and like keeps it kind of like current, but doesn't try to like. And even they don't really like weigh too much on like using it as something that's like a part of their sound. It's just like something that they do throughout the record to me.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, they definitely have some ones that are like, man, that's cool.
Oh
like,
yeah.
There's Bit by Bit, dude. That's I'll have to show you that one too.
Yeah, definitely.
Anybody that's heard that song knows what I'm talking about. Like that, there's just something about like how it comes in, like the groove with it and stuff, and just it's awesome.
Hell yeah.
But it's beyond them, I don't really know anybody else that really does it as like a part of their sound.
Right.
Like
not like Children of Bodom did, at least.
That's true.
And it wasn't that. I wouldn't
they didn't
say
even
it's like
do
a
it
part of their sound.
Yeah.
It's just they used it to
Yeah.
like kind of set a tone.
Yeah.
Which is what, but we could actually like write around it, make a story, something. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. I don't know, man. Shit. Anything else you wanted to get into tonight?
I feel like there was.
Oh boy.
I really feel like there was, but I can't.
Any metal news? Has there been any? Not really. Not in the last week or so since we've done one of these that I can think of. Or at least in terms of like releases or anything like that.
As far as like news, I know that there was a. It's not a good story.
Oh boy!
But I know that, and you probably saw it. But there was like some band out of like Iran that got like arrested because they.
I did not see this. Yeah. I did not see this at all. They got arrested for what? Playing satanic music?
Actually, not too far off.
Oh boy. Not good. Not good. I mean.
Yeah. Iranian metal band Arsames. arrested, sentenced to 15 years in prison for playing satanic music. The government of Iran continuing its crusade against heavy metal music in the country, trying to censor bands and imprison them for crimes of playing heavy metal. And the latest is notable Iranian death metal band Arsames. Earlier this month, members of the band were arrested. Metal Injection has seen the official document. The arrest, which reads, the band Arsames was arrested and charged with 15 years in jail for being in a satanic metal band and being against Islamic government. The band has been active since 2002. Despite playing death metal being considered illegal in the country, the government recognizes metal as satanic music, which is not allowed to be played in the country. They've been played in festivals. They have played festivals all over the region in places like Turkey, Dubai, Armenia. And I guess they're really good, apparently. They learned after being arrested, the band members paid bail and are currently safe and not being held in prison as they await the start of their trial. And they're just kind of trying to get more information on it. But yeah, dude, it's...
Oh my God.
When I read that, like it's stories like that, and it's things that just kind of come up that just make me... For one, like there are legitimate countries and there are places around the world where what we are doing and the things that we do just freely every day and are just into are illegal, and you have to do it completely, and that is the definition of underground. Like that is you have to like under the radar like kind of stuff, and I often wonder like what that's like, because for the longest time, I mean, obviously things have changed now with you know just life in general, like things are weird everywhere, but just the fact that there's, you know, and I guess I didn't really mean to bring it up to go in this direction, but like it's something that kind of caught my eye, and it's very like, you know, I think about that a lot as far as, you know, like the fact that I'm able to do something that in other places on the same planet, like, you know, however long away is considered to be illegal and is considered something that is bad and that is, you know, condemned from
literally satanic.
Yeah.
And they have laws against playing music.
Yeah. Well, and it kind of really shows how, you know, just culturally, like, because I'm trying to be kind of light about this because I don't know what the climate is around these places. I understand that it's very, very rough and it's not like the greatest, and it's very much the opposite of what we're used to. But it's also things like that kind of put it in perspective as like a lot, you know, you just, you know, you can't really take it for granted anymore. And just like it's you know, it's self-expression, and it's the
art.
Government, and it's, yeah, and whether you think of it as that or not, whether you know, and that's neither here nor there. Like you have to imagine, like, you know, this band from where they're at is trying to display something that is very close to them, and they're trying to handle it in a way that is very proactive as far as, like, you know, non-violent, I guess, as non-violent as it could be. Like, you know, you're writing music about something, you know, about life, about something that's about what you're seeing and stuff, and the fact that there's places around the world where that is like you can get locked up for that.
For 15 fucking years of your life.
Yeah, like, you know, it's...
Where was that?
That was Iran.
Fuck them.
Well,
fuck the Iranian government. I have no problem saying that. You're gonna lock up metal bands for being metal bands? You're gonna make it illegal to play fucking metal? Go fuck yourself. This podcast is illegal in Iran. That's what that means to me.
Yeah.
And
it's
fuck off.
It's, I mean, is it not the most, like, you know, when you think of a response to what's happening, like, you know, when like, this is probably the most, you know, the definition of underground bands, like the definition of what underground is very, like, away from the public eye, away from, very, very counteractive and very like, against what's happening and I'm sure government wise, and I'm sure everything like, and again, I'm speaking of this knowing very little of what is happening over there other than what I see on the news. So
which is very filtered.
Yeah. I'm coming from it like, and it's, to be in a spot like that and to be in an environment like that and to not feel like you have any way of expelling any kind of like, expression of what's happening just to get it out is not only pretty scary, because to a point, I mean, I don't feel like we're too far off from that.
I do.
Well, I mean, yeah. To like, I don't feel like I'm gonna be arrested for it, but I feel like there are things that are about metal that are, from an outside point, very hard to
understand,
to explain. Yeah,
to explain.
Well, that too. Yeah, but to have a government have total control over that, and to be able to say like, you can't do this because, like it's goes against our our views and stuff, and it's like, well, it's not really, it's just interesting. Like I'm having a hard time even talking about it now, trying to figure out like
unpack it.
Yeah. And then, I don't know. I guess that's kind of why I brought it up. And
I mean, I am against any type of censorship in such if I'm an extremist in anything, it's being against any type of censorship. Anytime you try to censor something, you are becoming evil, in my opinion. Like, that is not. There needs to be complete freedom, and if you don't agree with it, fine. That does, just because you don't agree with something doesn't mean it infringes on your rights or freedom in any way.
Yeah.
So,
and that's
there's a fuck ton out there I don't agree with. Oh my god.
Oh man,
holy shit.
We are living in the time of disagreements.
But I don't. It's okay. They can have their opinion. I'm gonna be over here with mine. Opinions are like assholes. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? I just.
Well, it's a very different, I mean.
I'm just so against any type of censorship at all.
Well, it's always, like, to me, when I hear stories like this, for one, like, like I was saying, it very much gives me an idea of, like, don't take this for granted. Like, don't.
Yes.
Because there are places where people are fighting to do this.
Yes.
Like, there are
people. Yeah. There are people getting arrested for wanting to pile 5 to 7 dudes into a fucking stinky ass van and drive across the country just to play one show.
Yeah. I don't know what keeps happening.
Yeah. I don't know.
Second
it's
time.
Weird.
Yeah. But yeah.
And we do that, obviously not right now, but completely freely here, and there are places that people are getting arrested for it, and that is like
I've in my life, in the time that I've been going to shows, I have never, aside from like the obvious milestones that have happened, like the D. Snyder thing, the and that was before me, that was before I was around, like or at least could understand what was happening.
Oh, the D. Snyder thing with the PMCA or whatever it was.
I think it was PMRC.
PMRC. There we go.
I wasn't even born at the time. I don't know. We'll have to date check that.
It was very early. It was like the first 5 years of the 90s, I believe.
Yeah. So and I think about that. I think about, like, for one, like how far we've come as far as, like, because there are things that, like, that are out now that are just free access to anybody that in that era would have been considered like that. There, like, well, I guess I don't know. Let me back up. There are things that have come out today that make the Filthy 15 list that they came out with look like child's play.
Hilarious.
It is laughable. Yeah. Like, and I just, like, I think, like, because we've come quite a far away from that. Mm-hmm. Like, there's been so many things that have happened that, I mean, even I feel like even the sort of like parental advisory thing, the censorship of it is almost obsolete.
I mean,
because nobody, like, what does it do? ultimately, what it's a little tiny little like label.
Ultimately, it makes people like us want to buy the album more. That's ultimately what it does.
The only way I was ever really like exposed to it, or it was ever really an issue, was when I was a kid and I was somewhere and I was trying to buy something. It was a restriction for when I couldn't. But now, it isn't. And there are and now like people don't even buy music anymore.
And like
really.
90% of the albums that you own probably have that sticker on it.
There are some that I own that should.
And they don't?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they don't even really like band like you guys.
Yeah.
Like. Fuck. You just release your shit independently. It doesn't matter.
And that's the thing is like.
And now that's what like everybody's doing.
Yeah.
Like.
And to a point, I feel like that was very much a label thing.
Right.
Because
that
now
was at the point in time where labels controlled everything, but now anybody can put a song on Spotify. Anybody can have a Bandcamp.
Yeah.
And get
even like major releases and stuff just don't. And I feel like it's. I don't know if I mean I don't know I guess to my point, like, you know, we have that and we have these things that should be considered like way like restricted, like you shouldn't be able to even have this in my possession, but I do. And then there are places like, you know, and I hear stories like that and I kind of relate it back to like they can't even write music. Like they can't eat. Like we're over here, we're trying to regulate it. We're trying to like, you know, kind of put it in the hands of people that actually like, you know, are either like trying to fight to hear this or just have free access to it. And all the while, there are places where you can't even write something like this because you'll get arrested for having this creative idea. Like you can't express yourself because, you know, it's every time I hear it, I'm like, man, like there's. I don't know how I would deal with that. Like, I don't know how I would. And the fact, like, you have to. I mean, finding music right now is enough. Finding physical, like, how many times have we been somewhere, like, trying to find something like CD shops where, like, you know, they have this kind of stuff, and like, there are places where that doesn't exist, and these people have to fight to try to find. Or like, I'm pretty certain that there are places still trading tapes.
I believe it.
I would say that there are places that haven't caught up, and that's pretty
insane.
wild.
That's insane.
Like
that's insane.
You know, we've moved we've moved so far past that, and there are still places that haven't even reached the potential of where we've been at.
Like we got,
like, you know what I mean?
We got scenes like Bay Area thrash metal or Swedish death metal.
Yeah.
One's a scene that could hold the same ranks, in our opinion, could be Iranian death metal.
You never know. Yeah.
But we never will know.
Yeah.
Because they don't let fucking people do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the fucking problem I have.
Yeah.
Like there could be some amazing shit that amazing ideas, amazing musicians that we will never get to hear because they want to squash it.
Yeah. Dude, I love the
fuckers.
The initial idea of the talking about Lamb of God. I love the initial idea. Yeah, hell yeah. I forgot. The initial idea of the As the Palaces Burn, because, and they still did this. It was still a part of it. It was definitely a lesser part of it. You know, for obvious reasons.
Sorry, it scared me.
No, but, yeah, it was supposed to start, and like they've done stuff in the past, like as far as, or maybe it was somewhere between that. I think I'm getting that mixed up with Flight 666, the Iron Maiden one. I think they kind of sort of had the same like starting concepts, because I know. Well, my point is that there are times where we've been exposed to this kind of thing, and it's most of the time it's in documentaries. And I think one of the first times I remember seeing it is in it was either one of the two. It was either the Iron Maiden documentary or it was the As the Palaces Burn, where they talk to people from those areas. And I feel like the Maiden one sticks out to me a lot because they go to places where bands don't play.
Right.
They and Parkway's done kind of the same. Like they have a full show in. I wish I could remember where it was at. They filmed a whole documentary about going to somewhere where they've never, like, nobody's ever played at.
Oh. Wait, the whole documentary is about that?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, shit, I don't know if I've seen that one.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember which one it is. And I don't even remember. It was an older one. I know that. It was somewhere between, like, before Ire,
right.
Like, probably, like, Deep Blue, like, Atlas era kind of stuff. But, yeah, it was that, and they just went to a place where it was just kind of like, how does it make sense that metal exists here? Like, and it's because, you know, it's so heavily regulated. I feel like in other places, and that's something that thankfully, like, I feel like, you know, the early eras and the early years of fighting against censorship really kind of paved the way for now, and for us to be as open as you know, as we are with things. And it's pretty insane to me that there's places that haven't even reached that yet.
It is. Yeah.
And yet we're able to have
unlimited. There are massive countries that you can't even get on, you can't even search whatever you want on the internet. It's regulated.
Yeah.
It's filtered. Yeah. It's through the government.
So
China is one of them. Yeah. They don't even have regular Google or Facebook. They have their own version.
Yeah.
To fucking control shit.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's always pretty jarring to me, and it always kind of puts it in perspective of, like, you know, for one, that's the government, you know, that's their way of thinking of things and trying to regulate things and control everything so much that there's no room for, you know, being creative. There's no room for posting things, like, you know, even YouTube, really. Yep. Like, you know, or just like, you know, things that we post. Yep. You know, like, just, we don't even think about it. Nope. There's no thoughts. There's no, like, oh, we're gonna get flagged for this, or, I mean, obviously, you know, be smart about it.
You know, obviously, we don't want to, like, copyright infringe or anything, but
I mean, there's definitely restrictions here, but it's not as if, like, somebody's gonna knock down my door for posting a song that I wrote.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know,
we're not getting fucking arrested. Yeah. For anything you and I are gonna. I mean, you could. If you posted doing something illegal, then you could get arrested for that. But
yeah, sure.
But the illegal things here have nothing to do with creativity in any way. Mm-hmm. There's no restrictions like that. Like, there's no, It
really kind of, like, makes me sad too, because, you know, I mean, you know that, like, if they had the potential and the ability to write and say the things that they have said and are trying to say in these songs that are being blocked from, you know, that, like, that would resonate. Oh everywhere. My God. Like, there's some band in a country that is fighting for recognition and fighting just to be able to do what they're doing that nobody's ever heard of, that is probably just sick as fuck.
One of the best things you've probably ever heard, and you're not going to hear it.
And it's because, you know, and I often think about this as, like, you know, it's because we know the struggles of, and I say this very lightly because there's a lot of stuff that I don't understand, but I feel like from a standpoint of living in the U.S., there are things that happen here that don't happen anywhere else. And adversely, I feel like there are also things in other countries that they regulate and that you can't get out that people are writing about. Yep. And I feel like that, and that's why, you know, kind of, I mean, we were talking about, you know, how I was going on kind of a dive with, like, the, you know, the chilly black metal stuff, and like, the, you know, a lot of shouts out to Banger, by the way, for posting some stuff that sent me down the fucking rabbit hole the other night. But, like, you know, like, it's little things like that, and it sounds, man, like, it sounds, and it's bands and it's styles that would change metal as we know it, potentially, but we'll never hear it because of some regulations or some other things. Like, it's just, it's very weird to me, and it's very interesting that there's, you know, that just things that I just, you know, like,
you have the ability to go down a rabbit hole on.
Yeah. That
are illegal in other places.
That they're just fighting for. And that comes across in the sound too. Yeah. Like, that's why I feel like that's why like Italian death metal and Brazilian death metal or Brazilian metal, it sounds so different. It has such a different style to it because they don't really try to follow anything else that's happening because they don't know of anything else.
Well, they're influenced by certain things,
right? And that's true, yeah.
But yeah, I get what you're saying.
As far as like the overall idea of like what, and that's, I mean, they kind of bring like a worldly idea of it, like they're, how, and it's that's the thing that keeps me going with metal is, and just with music in general, is that like what we know of the big sound here is totally different in like Brazil.
Oh yeah,
Mexico.
Yeah,
like they're in this in the UK specifically because their metal scene is all over the place, and that's kind of why I've always wanted to go over there just to see why, just to experience, like, because there's always for every gigantic sound, for every like staple band, there's always a reason for why, and I feel like they definitely like pour in what they're used to seeing. It's life for them, and it's a very different kind of style than for us here, because it's like, to me, I feel like we've kind of hit the point where it's like it's either like like death metal and deathcore is big here
right now.
I don't feel like deathcore is big anywhere else other than the U.S. I could be wrong about that, and this is a very small-minded comment.
Well, I think it's big in Australia.
True, yeah.
We got a
very
lot
true.
of
very, very true.
Yeah. There's one other place that it might be big.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something different in the water in Australia. And
yeah,
I guess to my point, there's also been a lot of crazy shit that's happened.
Well, we got to deal with giant crocodiles every day and snakes and fires and.
I mean, dude, it was on fire.
Yeah. That's how 2020 started.
Yeah.
With Australia, a country, I don't know if it's a continent or not. Shit.
Yeah, I was trying to be careful about
it. But it's the same size as the lower 48.
Yeah.
As the continental 48 states of North America.
Yeah.
Same fucking size.
Yeah.
And when you look at a superimposed image of Australia over the lower 48 and showing what parts of Australia were on fire, it's the entire. Imagine a fire from Washington State. I believe that's the top left corner. Across the entire Canadian border, most of Michigan, all the way to the East Coast, all the way down to Florida, all the way up to Texas.
Yeah.
That is where the fires were.
Yeah.
Like, unfathomable here.
Yeah.
But that's happened.
Mm-hmm.
It happened.
Yeah.
Boy.
And it goes
some
into
hard
the sound.
motherfuckers, man.
Yeah.
There's some hard motherfuckers.
It's because, I mean, I'm a firm believer in the fact that, like, no great art anywhere can exist without, like, struggle, without pain, without, to some degree.
I absolutely agree with you.
Yeah. I've always
absolutely. I think okay, you don't have to have struggle and pain to create great art.
No.
But my favorite art often comes from that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and it's the struggles of it. It's it's the human condition.
It's the reflection.
Yeah.
The dark reflection.
Hey, there we go. So yeah, I don't know. I guess my main point is just like I wanted to bring that up because it hit me in a way that I didn't expect it to.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw the headline, I was like, we still live in a world where there are governments trying to control creative outlets for things.
Yes.
And meanwhile, like, it's just a free thing that we can do here.
Mm-hmm.
Like our version of tape trading is like the internet, like Bandcamp stuff,
Spotify.
Like, yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, it's a whole different perspective on things, and it always kind of brings me back as far as like, I could be, like, I don't know, it's weird to think that like somewhere else, like if they did this, they wouldn't be able to, they'd be locked up, or they'd be like, it's just it's wild. Like, I don't really even know how to think about it sometimes.
I mean, like anything, like right now on this episode, we could just start going off and saying whatever crazy shit we wanted to say about the fucking government, the fucking anything, and nobody's gonna knock on our door. We could say whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah.
Whatever we want.
To a point.
Like, to a point.
Yeah.
There is a point. Like, you're right. There is a point. But it's specifically in the context of, like, about, like, conspiracy or government stuff or anything like that. We could just rail and nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Well, I know that because I think about it in the sense of, like, because there's a song on, well, I don't know. I guess, like, there's little like splashes of it kind of peppered in through each of our releases, really. But the thing that sticks out to me is, like, you know, like this band got taken for like satanic, being just purely being a satanic band, like, and I kind of relate that to Bog Wraith, because whereas I don't feel like we are like blatantly satanic and like crazy like that, like we have like Vials of Wrath is like, there are lines from that like specifically taken from Bible verses about the Book of Revelation.
Ooh.
Like there and
well, you know that's another thing, is it's about the Iranian government might consider what they're saying satanic, but our government, the PMRC, considered, oh yeah, it was Under the Blade. It was about, they thought it was about sadomasochism, but it was about a fucking surgery that they're, guitarists,
something like that. Yeah.
And I think You Shook Me All Night Long was on that list.
Oh, it was Suicide Solution too.
Suicide Solution was the big one by Ozzy, when that song was about alcohol, not fucking suicide.
Yeah.
There was a Judas Priest one too.
Oh,
can't remember the track though. I don't know, but
yeah.
At the very least, in our system, as fucked up as it is, they were able to come to court, explain how people were misinterpreting the song, and it was okay. How do we? I don't know this band. I don't know their lyrics. Are they being misinterpreted just because it's heavy music? Could be. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
On the one hand. On the other hand, kind of makes me want to write the most satanic song I've ever written and call it Iranian Government.
Well, and to the point, like, it's very different over there. It's very, like,
I get it, but it's censorship.
Yeah.
Like, I understand it's different. I understand customs, and I have so much respect for other countries' customs, beliefs, religions, even though I don't know if I'd say I have respect for religion in general, but, holy diver. But, I get all that. But as soon as you cross that line into censorship of art and interpreting things the government's way and using that to imprison people who are just doing art, that's the line that gets crossed. That's my line in the sand. That is not allowed. That should not be allowed to happen. It's fucking 2020. Get off your fucking shit. You really think a death metal band is gonna bring down the fucking government? Then you got other fucking problems, bro. Because guess what? Death metal. 99% of people think death metal is bullshit and garbage. Screamo. I don't understand any of the lyrics. Like, nobody fucking listens to the shit that we love. Like, we're the fucking musical minority. Like, are you kidding me? And they think, oh, this is a danger to our fucking government? Then you got some other insecurities that you need to work on. Yeah. Like, that's what I get from that. Like, holy shit.
It's, I feel like you kind of got to look at it from, like, from a, got some gnats or something. But
we are in a basement.
From a government standpoint, really, because, like, they definitely have different systems over there.
You're in government, though, and you're scared of music?
Well, it's...
Oh, I saw it.
Fuck out of here. This Nat doesn't want me talking about this, so listen in. But no, it's like, they got different systems and different things, and maybe it's seen as, like, propaganda, or maybe it's seen as, like, like, I don't know what it's like over there.
I don't,
you know, and that's why it's hard to talk about. To me.
No, like, we have no experience. We're a couple of fucking morons from Michigan that have never been anywhere, pretty much. Like, we're talking out of our asses mostly. But when I see censorship on that level, I get angry.
Yeah, it's hard not to be.
Yeah,
especially for something that is so open here and so like, you know. But so anyway,
that kind of shit just really fucking.
Yeah.
When I find out shit like that, when I find out shit like China doesn't even have they have Chinese Google and Chinese fucking Facebook and all that shit. I'm like,
yeah.
You just look back at history at every time that's ever happened. Has it ever worked out for anyone? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, like never.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. That it just really bothers me because, like we were saying, like there could be a scene or a band from a country that just totally changes the entire landscape of heavy metal for everyone, and it's getting squashed, and put in prison, and locked up. And come on, like really?
Yeah.
I want to hear this shit. We should look this band up.
Yeah.
I want to hear what they got. Like. Man, just bums me out. I just, disappointing. I'm disappointed. Disappointed in the way the world is right now.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot to be mad about.
Yeah.
But
like we could have like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Like the band that comes out of. The first metal band that is able to like come out of a place like that is gonna be the next fucking Rage Against the Machine, dude. Are you?
Oh yeah.
What? Like, go with it now. Like, man, like the intensity and the passion, like, yeah, I don't know.
Look at like Sepultura and like Max Cavalera and stuff like.
Roots. Bloody Roots.
I really don't think that they would be the band or the musicians that they are without the kind of like stuff that they went through.
The struggle that they had to go through. Exactly.
And you could say that. I mean, you know, there are definitely bands you could say the same thing about in the U.S.
I mean, and it's like there's metal comes from these weird fucking places of like these they were kids. And they found each other, and they loved this thing, and they had nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Like, you know, a group of fucking 9 kids from Iowa. Or, you know, where it's nothing but cornfields, churches, and graveyards. Where, you know, all these fucking bands from, Swedish death metal. I'm sorry. Black metal. Where's black metal come from?
Oh, like Norway.
Like, there we go. Norwegian black metal. That's what. Come on, Captain. Help me through.
I know what you're good for.
Norwegian black metal.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I mean, we've seen plenty of enough documentaries to know that like. Nah, I've never been to Norway. Okay, I know they have big city centers, but I feel like it's like Michigan, where you have big city centers in certain parts, and then the rest of it is just empty.
Yeah.
Now we have. You know, summer, fall, winter, spring here. We got the seasons. We got the forests and all that. I feel like they just mostly have winter. So it's just fucking empty, desolate, constantly.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they draw from. What? And then, like you said, the Brazilian bands, they had a lot of adversity to face, especially during the time where not as much now, but still a lot.
Yeah.
Way more than the average American. And you know, that's the environment they had to come up in. I want to fucking hear the fucking Middle Eastern shit, dude. Like, I want to fucking hear that. Like, I want to hear.
Yeah. Well, there's it's pretty interesting because when you do hear a lot of it's very like old school sounding, which is cool to me. It's something I picked up. I don't know.
Dig that though.
Like it's very like raw and very very, you know, just kind of what they have at the time, and really like it almost adds to the sound from that area, you know, because you can really kind of hear the, you know, the early stages of what's happening, or rather you know, sometimes you'll get kind of lucky to hear like influences from like, oh, we're Savages, that band, you know what?
Shout out Savages.
Yeah.
Fucking love you. Brazilian.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brazilian. Yeah.
You know,
they speak Portuguese. That's what I was getting fucked up.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I mean, even they have, you know, they're influenced by, you know, one of the first things I said was like, oh, they sound like Death. Like they sound like that riff sounds like, you know, and Death is.
Sound like Death, Iron Maiden, like a cross between Death, Iron Maiden, and
like.
Fuck, I just had it. Death, Iron Maiden, and like I was gonna say Lamb of God, but I feel like that's not right. Kind of thrashy too. Like there's a lot, you know.
Yeah.
They love Iron Maiden though.
Yeah.
They love Iron Maiden.
But
Brazil,
you know, it's
South America in general.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're. Like, it would be insane to see Iron Maiden somewhere in, like somewhere there, or just to see a show there in general, really.
But no, fuck that, Iron Maiden specifically. Like if we ever had enough money to just fly to South America for an Iron Maiden show, that would have to happen.
Yeah.
Like that would be.
Yeah.
It would be the greatest fucking show we ever saw in our fucking lives, Aaron. You understand that, right?
Oh,
like there would be nothing like that.
Yeah.
I mean, my favorite live video of all time is Fear of the Dark at Rock in Rio.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Fear of the Dark. The crowd, dude. The fucking crowd. The energy, the passion, the excitement. I would give anything to see that in person. To be a part of that. To just stand there and wrap my arms around complete fucking strangers and just, whoa.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you fucking joking? Like, fuck. God damn it. Wow. I've actually never. Oh, wow. That would be another level, dude.
But, you know, like, there were. Where was I going with this?
To see a show down there?
Yeah.
The fucking. Because of the adversity.
Yeah. And I guess, I don't know, I feel like I was going to kind of go back to, like, the sound of things and, like, from different areas and stuff. Because even though, like, and it's kind of bands like that, which is kind of why I brought up Savages.
Yes,
as far as, like, you know, because there's a lot of bands that have been influenced by Death, and they're a Florida band. You know, there's a lot of bands that, like, Cannibal Corpse is influenced. I mean, to most people, they are death metal. Like, they are what the definition of it and stuff. And they, you know, and it speaks a lot to me that at one time, I'm mostly pulling from the banger, from the Metal Headbangers Journey, but they said that, you know, black metal at one time was, I feel like, Europe's biggest export.
Sweet.
I could be. I don't know where.
Yeah, it was a specific country. I was gonna say this earlier because that's the point I was gonna make against. Like it's like there was a. I don't know if it's currently, but at one point in time it was. What is that? We keep getting pops in our headphones. We hope you guys can't hear it. But at one point in time, it was either like Sweden or Finland, where their number one cultural export. It must have been Norway. It must have been Norway because their number one cultural export at one point in time was more Norwegian black metal.
Yeah,
and it's like if you're any country on Earth and you look at that, like why would your government try to... At one point in time, it was the number one cultural export for an entire country. Yeah. Why would you try to squander that? You could be the next one. You know what I mean? Like... Because it goes against... Yeah.
Well, different... I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I wish more than anything that I could comment a little bit more on, like, you know, different, like... Because I mean, I've never really been outside the U.S.
I know,
like,
I know. But like, look, and I love everybody. All right, like, unless you're a fucking kid toucher or a fucking murderer,
the obvious one.
Like, yeah, like those are the lines. Like, but, or you know, just a dickhead. But it's like I really, like, I'm not like I really try to, like everybody I can, you know what I mean? I try to be outgoing and friendly and stuff like that, because I recognize when people look at me, they don't see that. But we're all, like, and I respect everybody's got different customs, beliefs, ideologies, experiences, and I love that. I think that's awesome because at the end of the day, we're all fucking humans, and the fact that we're all the same thing, but we all have such dramatically different experiences. I think it, I don't want anybody to have a bad life or bad experiences, even though I know a lot do. But I think it's a beautiful thing that we all that we are all this one species, and there's this massive range of us. You know what I mean? I love that. And to try to squander this artistic expression of an entire country of people. Yeah. Like, we're all fucking humans here. We're all humans. Like, this music is not going to hurt the government. Like,
yeah.
We're all humans. Like, we need to have the expressions we want to have. I mean,
I can honestly say that if I were somewhere and somebody told me like oh, you're like, can't play drums, or you can't write this, or you can't, like, there's I don't know what I would do.
And that's happening to probably millions of people right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Somebody somewhere, yeah.
Millions.
Yeah.
Not somebody, millions of somebodies.
Yeah.
Like,
there's somebody that sat down, with a guitar somewhere that recorded something that nobody will ever hear because they're too scared to put it out because of
the next Bruce Dickinson, the next Jamie Josta, the next fucking Ozzy Osbourne, the next Randy Rhoads, the next oh, are you serious? I just had it. Drummer of Rush.
Oh, Neil Peart.
Neil Peart. Thank you. The next Neil Peart. Rest in peace. Cheers to you,
yes.
God of drumming. Cheers to
professor.
The God of drummer. I mean, like, the next fucking Steve Harris. The
Didn't
next
expect that to happen.
Dave Murray. Like, the next Chris Adler. Like, all these, they could be. That's where they could be. And now, and their governments are like, no, not allowed, no, fuck you. Like, are you serious? Like, that's just, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
That gets me. It really does, because it's a foreign government, but I would argue it's directly affecting us. Because now we're not getting to hear this stuff.
Dude, okay. I'm gonna stop you.
What do you got?
Because, for one, yes, you're right. I agree with everything you said.
Yeah.
Not to cut you off.
No, not at all.
I just happened to look because this article I was seeing posted a Bandcamp, and the first song is "Pursuit of Vikings" from Amon Amarth, and then "Phobia" from Creator. I'm not sure if this is the same creator that's from, just the big, like, creator, the thrash band creator.
I know Creator, yeah.
Yeah. And then a Carcass cover, and then Roots from Sepultura. And then they have a video, it looks like a live video of, it says Doomsday. I feel like that's a Arch Enemy song.
They do have, I think they might even have an album named Doomsday.
Yeah. Well, Doomsday Machine.
Yeah, Doomsday Machine, yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, yeah, like...
What are you looking at, though? What is it?
It's this, Tribute to the Warriors of Metal. This is it's on the same article. If you look up, I don't know, it's the Metal Injection article, which is what I was reading off of. It's that...
Oh, it's okay. Okay. It's the article about the band that got arrested.
Yeah. They have a Rain and Blood cover that's up. Looks like they have a couple.
We're gonna check them out. What's their name again?
Arsames?
Spell it.
Arsames.
Check them out, people. Check them out. I mean, I've never heard of them. They might be fucking incredible. So I'm gonna check them out.
Hey, look, the fact that
I'm gonna start looking up bands in other countries.
Dude, that is where you get and like you were, I remember a while ago you were asking like, oh, how do you find all these like crazy like underground, and stuff.
Yeah,
like
you and fucking Papa Trev and fucking Clint.
Yeah,
Clint. Shout out to Clint. Shout out to Recorruptors. Got a new album coming out in just like I think 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
The Funeral Corridor.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah. You guys just fucking seemingly have just this endless parade of new bands that you discover constantly, and I'm like, how do you even fucking do this? Like, what do you? I mean, Spotify has probably got to be a huge help.
That's for a while it has been. But really to me, like, because when I first started like really getting into like deep dives and stuff, really trying to actively find stuff, what it was two things. It was oh, I like that sound, and it was, oh, where does that sound come from? Because to me it was, and one of the first ones I remember, like, like really actually getting into and kind of like branching out for this reason was Flesh God. Because it was the first band that I'd ever heard that was that fast, and I mean, I'm sure I've heard others before, but it was the first one that ever like really struck me, and I was like, man, like what is that sound? Like, where are they from and stuff? And then from that I found like Hour of Penance, and then I found like, oh, well, there's a whole crazy extreme metal like speed side of things. Like, Italy is huge on speed, like fast, aggressive, like, you know, wall of sound kind of style and stuff. And then, you know, you go over to like Brazil, let's say, and you're like, oh, like I like Sepultura. I like,
they got more of like a groove element.
Yeah. You know, I like, you know, and then there's Canada, who is for some reason very versed in like tech death. Like very, like every, like there's five, I guess, and it was from that banger video I was watching. There's like 5 or 6 bands, and all the members like rotate bands. Oh wow! So like everybody has been in like some formation of like the first. I'm trying to remember what the band is. Somebody out there is like screaming at me right now because I'm like talking to my ass a little bit, but I can't remember what the name of it is. But yeah, like it's that kind of like search. Like it's like oh, they're sick, like they're, you know, they're from, you know, wherever, like Slaughter to Prevail, like they're Russian.
Oh wow,
what the fuck is in Russia that is so heavy that is making this sound?
Oh wow,
like, you know, other than the obvious things.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Like
a lot of obvious things.
Yeah. You know, and we're like, you know, I guess a perfect example, Australia. Specifically, like within the last 5 years, they've been, you know,
Murder, Parkway Drive.
Yeah.
There's even another one that I'm not thinking of right now.
I want to say Make Them Suffers from Australia.
Okay.
I could be wrong. But yeah, there's, you know, just that really aggressive, like, deathcore sound is coming out of there. But it's different than how it is in the States. Yes. Which is so, and it's even like down to like I get so like jazzed about it because like the sound that is tech death in the States is not the sound of tech death in like the UK. And it's that endless, you know, there's Icelandic bands, there's like the Cytotoxin, that band I was telling you about. They are like they write like radiation stuff about like Chernobyl, and I'm pretty sure they're from somewhere around that area. I'm not sure. Like it's insane. Like and that's the search. Like that's where you start, is like it can be the label, because a lot of times like the label is representative of like what is happening within that area, and kind of like just like the one sound. But it's also like, you know, maybe not. Maybe there's something else. Like, and it's so like that's where it starts, really. So if you're ever looking for like a way to get into like just other stuff from or just like, you know, like I guess like Heaven Shall Burn is a band that you've been into, right? Yep. So that style, if you look in that area, I'm sure there are other bands that are like, we're influenced by them, and this is our sound and stuff, and this is like, and you and like, you know, there's a lot of copycats and there's a lot of other bands and stuff, but every so often you'll hit like just a stride of something, or like something will come across like some cool artwork, and all of a sudden like it'll just be a like that. I think it was 1912 or 1914.
1914.
Yeah. As soon as I heard that, I was like, what is, like, I've never heard this. Sick. Yeah, I've never heard. And if yet, 1914. Like, matter of fact, I gotta look up where they're from. because
I mean, the interesting thing with Heaven Shall Burn is that they kind of have that like Parkway Thy Art sound, but they're from Germany and they started much earlier, I believe, than those two bands.
Yeah.
Because they have way more albums out than those two bands.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
yeah.
It's kind of interesting right there.
And even Ukraine. They're from the Ukraine.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And they sing about like World War I shit.
Yeah. Yeah, their whole aesthetic is like old wartime stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Blind Leading the Blind came out 2018.
It's got to be older than World War I if it's 1914, but yeah.
Yeah, somewhere. But yeah, it's just kind of like that style, like that, it's just and then you could go like deep dive into like Ukrainian metal, and then you'll find something like it's that endless quest. It's that search of like, just sounds from other places. That's like, that's, I don't know, like that's what makes it exciting to me. That's why like every time, and like especially because like sometimes I'll get lost in like listening to the same mix of stuff for an endless amount of time just because I enjoy it, because it's what's like come out and stuff like specifically. And I know you're probably annoyed as fuck, but I will not stop talking about the Acacia Strain.
Oh no, I'm not.
Like I know I brought them up on every like the last 5 podcasts, but like but every so often I'm like,
oh, they're hitting right now.
Yeah,
like,
and
they're hitting hard.
And every so often I'm like, what else is there? Like what else? Every so often I'll have these moments of like, okay, like I know there's a big album coming out this week. There's one next week. There's there's this and that, but like, okay, but like what's already out? Like there's things last year, the last 5 years, the last 2 years that have come out that I'm like still catching up on. That people are like, this is the greatest thing that's come out since this out. Like it's, I don't know. My point is that it's sick, and that if like just don't ever take for granted the fact that we have this ability to look up anything at any point in time and be just influenced by what's going around in parts of the world where we may never hear what's happening.
Yes.
And who knows what led up to this band releasing this album in a place like this.
Yes.
That has a whole story behind it and stuff, and that's like if you wanted to know, like that's where you start, is like not so much labels but like sounds and like regions. I feel like will lead you to other things that you'll find that are like I guess my last like connection is like Septic Flesh.
Okay.
They were a band that I wasn't really into, but I was into Flesh God, and I was like, they're kind of similar. Like they have their like orchestral like dark sounds and stuff, but I'm pretty sure Septic Flesh is from Italy. I could be wrong. I'm gonna double check on that.
Isn't that where Flesh God is from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, just it's always interesting to me how other regions and how other people like hear sounds and put them into a style that is so different, but it's very like similar to what's happening here without being like a rip off of it.
Absolutely.
Intentionally.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's fascinating to me.
And it's even like you could even go like here, like in the lower 48, like to, like listen to what's coming out of California right now versus what's coming out of Michigan.
My fault. Septic Flesh is from Greece.
Oh, okay.
So I'm a little off on that.
Who else is the big? Who's the big one from Greece? They got a big one. Really big. Oh, is it? No, it's not Gojira, is it?
Gojira's French, I believe.
There's a big one from Greece that I'm fucking forgetting right now.
Yeah, Gojira's French.
Like really big. Like we've seen him, I think.
From where? Greece?
Yeah. Yeah. Search metal band from Greece. See what we get. Young Jamie over here.
Yeah, right? Murder Make God, Suicide Angels, Planet of Zeus, Mortal Torment, Firewind.
Nah.
Septic Flesh. Rotting Christ.
Rotting Christ.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of. There we go. That's who I'm thinking of. Definitely.
I don't know. Yeah.
I mean,
regions.
Yeah.
Other places around the world. if you're ever
expand your metal horizons.
Yeah. You never, and like you could find something that is deathcore that's over in like the UK that sounds better than anything in your opinion or whatever. That sounds better than anything that's happening in the States.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could find a style or a sound that you don't even know exists.
Yeah.
And it's just there, and it's just
now it can influence you, and it gives you a wider range. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So
that's a fair what?
I guess my overall reaching point to kind of close it is that, like, we'll never know how many other bands are able to influence and how like until things like this happen. Like, and I'm a firm believer in the fact that pressure makes diamonds.
It does.
And I think that we are seeing this kind of a thing with a lot of bands, but especially bands that are from an area where maybe it's a little bit harder to get the sound out, or maybe it's a little bit harder to kind of do things, but that's all kind of a part of it. And I feel like that's what really makes the art come out to me.
Yes.
So.
Yes. The struggle, the adversity.
Yeah.
Especially metal.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I guess that's kind of a probably good point to wrap this one up. You got any Bogwraith news for us? Anything going on with Bogwraith? Oh, maybe you can't talk about it.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well,
I will say we have something in the plans that is happening this coming up week when you're watching this. That you will probably, I don't know. There's things happening, basically, is what I'm getting at. Like there's something that I'm pretty excited about that's happening next week that I know I've let you know about. That is like right, like the time and the place and just like everything for it just like couldn't be better. And I really feel like the fact that we chose to not only make something for this particular song, but the fact that like just like how it's all lined up with everything, I really feel like is pretty much needed. So I hope that that it turns out the way I'm thinking it will, and so yeah, just kind of keep your eyes a little open.
Keep your eyes
things,
peeled.
Yeah.
For some Bogwraith.
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
So yeah,
that's awesome.
But yeah, I guess to answer you directly, like we're definitely working on stuff. We've been a little bit light on the streaming stuff lately. Just just trying to get other things going. Trying to just writing and just trying to be a little bit more like refocus up on just some stuff. So
yeah.
I wish I could say more because there is something else that I feel like I could talk about. We are like we put the like finishing kind of touches on. I realize I'm rambling. I'll shut the fuck up.
No, it's fine.
The song Orcs.
Yes.
Is like 99% there. Like at this point, still kind of putting the finishing little wraps up on it. But if you've been following us on our Twitch stuff and our writing stuff, like that song will be available fairly soon. So yeah.
Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Bandcamp, Bogwraith. Find them.
We are out there.
We are out there.
Oh.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, that's about it.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. And like I said, Recorruptor got a new album coming out on the, I believe, 21st. Which sitting here right now is 10, 11, 12, 13 days away. So about 2 weeks from the time of recording this, less by the time you're seeing this. So huge shout out to Recorruptor. And yeah, huge, as always, of course, Bogwraith, Recorruptor, Fitting Revenge, Suffocating Lie, Victims of the System. The list keeps growing of bands reaching out to us, and we could not, like, it means the absolute fucking world. We could not be, it blows our minds. It blows our minds.
Seriously,
so, we love you all. And that's going to be it for this episode of Lost in the Dark podcast. I believe I think it's 148. I think we just did 148. I think we're knocking on 150's door, bro.
We're like halfway to 200.
Yeah. We might hit 200 before the end of the year. Like we're moving.
Actually, yeah.
So very exciting, very good. And we thank you all so much for watching. If you're still watching right now, you are the fucking world to us. You're the best. You know what? I'm gonna be paying, like we talked about earlier, I'm gonna be paying special attention to the comments on this video. If anybody has any experiences or information about randonautica.
Yes,
I was gonna say randonautica. We would love to hear from you. And yeah, like just if you want to just reach out to us with anything. If you have a band that you want to suggest to us, or if you are a band and you'd like us to talk about you, if you have any paranormal experiences that you'd like to share with us, randonauting experience you'd like to share with us, anything at all, we would love to hear from you. So that's going to be it from us tonight, I guess. And as always, raise your fucking horns. Bang your goddamn heads. We love you all to death. Good night.